Hello, everybody. My name is Yaman, and I provide daily updates on Tesla, markets, and technology. Let's get started. Markets are generally up today. Nasdaq especially is up 1%, S&P 500 up 0.5%, Russell 2000 up 1.8%. Crude oil is down slightly to $63 per barrel. Yield curve is up 6 basis points. 10-year Treasury yield is up to 4.12 after yesterday's Fed meeting. Let's read the daily article. Wall Street advances after Fed indicates more rate cuts. Intel soars. S&P 500 and Nasdaq hit intraday record highs on Thursday, a day after U.S. Central Bank delivered a quarter-point interest rate cut, while chipmaker Intel climbed after NVIDIA decided to build a stake in the company. NVIDIA was up 2%, bouncing back from losses on Wednesday when a report said Chinese tech firms might stop buying its chips. Most semiconductor stocks, such as Applied Materials, Lam Research, and Micron, also advanced between 4.5% to 5.6%. Intel's peer AMD, however, slipped 3%. The stocks boosted tech-heavy Nasdaq and the S&P 500 tech sector, which is up 1%. A broader semiconductor index hit a record high and was less up 3%. Meanwhile, Fed Chair Jerome Powell said that the softening job market was a priority for the central bank after it delivered a highly expected cut, indicating more reductions could follow at its October and December meetings. Let's switch to NVIDIA news. NVIDIA buys $5 billion stake in Intel, planning AI chip collaboration. Intel stock spiked roughly 25% in early trading on Thursday after leading AI chipmaker NVIDIA said it would take a $5 billion stake in the struggling company. NVIDIA said Thursday in a press release that it will invest $5 billion in Intel's common stock pending regulatory approval. That would represent a roughly 4% stake in the company and bring recent outside investment in the chipmaker to $16 billion. The US government made a $9 billion investment in Intel in August, shortly after Japanese investment holding company SoftBank made its own $2 billion investment in the company. NVIDIA and Intel said that they would jointly develop multiple generations of custom data center and PC products as part of an agreement unveiled Thursday. Intel will build custom CPUs with its x86 architecture or traditional computer chips for NVIDIA to integrate its AI servers used in data centers to power apps like ChatGPT. Notably, the plan doesn't involve Intel's struggling contract manufacturing business or foundry. NVIDIA's investment comes as Intel has struggled to catch up in the AI race. The company is the only large-scale leading chip manufacturer based in the US and is seen by some as vital to national security. Earlier this year, the Trump administration was reportedly in talks with TSMC and Intel to split up the company and hand over Intel's manufacturing business to its Taiwanese counterpart. While that deal never materialized, the US government drew attention for its unusual move to take a 10% stake in Intel this summer as the Trump administration makes unprecedented deals with the private sector. Intel designs chips for data centers and personal computers, and while it has always manufactured its own semiconductors, the company opened up manufacturing business to outside customers in 2021 under former CEO. Let's switch to China's DeepSeek. China's DeepSeek says its hit AI model cost just $294,000 to train. Chinese AI developer DeepSeek said it spent $294,000 on its training its R1 model, much lower than figures reported for US rivals in a paper that is likely to reignite debate over Beijing's place in the race to develop AI. The rare update from the Hangzhou-based company, the first estimate it has released of R1's training costs, appear in a peer-reviewed article in the academic journal Nature published on Wednesday. DeepSeek's release of what it said were lower-cost AI systems in January prompted global investors to dump tech stocks as they worried the new models could threaten the dominance of AI leaders, including NVIDIA. Since then, the company and founder Liang Guangpeng have largely disappeared from public view, apart from pushing out a few new product updates. The Nature article, which listed Liang as one of the co-authors, said DeepSeek's reasoning-focused R1 model cost $294,000 to train and used 512 NVIDIA H800 chips. A previous version of the article published in January did not contain this information. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, said in 2023 that what he called a foundational model training had cost much more than $100 million, though his company has not given detailed figures for any of its releases. Let's switch to Microsoft. Microsoft boosts Wisconsin data center spending to $7 billion. Microsoft on Thursday said it plans to build a second massive AI data center in Wisconsin, bringing its spending in the state to more than $7 billion. The new project will join a $3.3 billion data center in Mount Pleasant in the southeastern corner of the state announced last year. Microsoft said Thursday that its initial data center remains on track to open next year and will employ 500 people at the peak, expanding to about 800 once the second data center is complete. The area in Resting Country, which sits nestled between Milwaukee and Chicago, has drawn attention of U.S. presidents of both political parties in recent years. It was initially the site of a proposed $10 billion factory by electronic manufacturing giant Foxconn, which builds phones for Apple and others during the first term of President Donald Trump, but those plans were drastically scaled back. At a Microsoft event last year, President Joe Biden, then running against Trump for a second time, highlighted Foxconn's pullback and Microsoft's decision to move forward with a data center. On Thursday, Microsoft said that the site would eventually house the world's most powerful AI supercomputer, connecting together hundreds of thousands of powerful chips from NVIDIA. Let's switch to Tesla. Tesla's self-driving software fails at train crossings, some car owners warn. The NHTSA told NBC News that it had spoken to Tesla about mishaps at train crossings. Tesla drivers say they had to slam on brakes when their self-driving Teslas failed to detect oncoming trains. Italo Fregoli was trying out FSD software of his Tesla one evening in June when he came upon a railroad crossing. The arms were descending and lights were flashing as the train barreled toward the intersection. For most human drivers, the gate arms and lights are a clear signal to stop, but for Fregoli's Tesla, which was driving in semi-autonomous mode, the potentially deadly situation didn't seem to register. Quote, "It felt like it was going to run through the arms," end quote, he said. "So obviously, I just slammed on the brakes." He stopped just a few feet from the crossing near the home in North Texas, barely avoiding disaster. Video from the car's cameras, reviewed by NBC News, appears to support his account. And this month, when NBC News accompanied him to the same railroad crossing, his Tesla software had the same problem. While cameras were rolling, his Tesla software failed to detect an oncoming train, forcing Fregoli to manually brake. Fregoli avoided the potential crashes, but his experience highlights a recurrent complaint among some Tesla drivers about the company's self-driving technology. The software sometimes mishandles railroad crossings, including by failing to stop for them. Tesla's FSD software is an add-on package for driver assistance features that the company touts as the future of transport, capable of navigating almost anywhere with your active supervision. In interviews, 6 Tesla drivers who use FSD said they experienced problems with the technology at rail crossings, and 4 of them provided videos. NBC News also found 7 other Tesla driving videos posted online showing similar mishaps dating back to June 2023 through August. Those drivers declined to be interviewed. The complaints are even more widespread on Tesla internet forums, where drivers describe similar mishaps without usually posting videos. NBC News found 40 examples on Reddit, X, and YouTube since 2023, including posts as recent as August. Regulators with NHTSA told NBC News in a statement that they had raised the issue with Tesla. "We are aware of the incidents and having communication with the manufacturer," the agency said. Quote, "NHTSA discusses issues frequently with manufacturers and prioritizes safety of all road users," the statement went on. Musk has said autonomous technology is crucial to Tesla's future, and he has bet the company's future on the success of self-driving cars and AI-powered robots. Tesla robotaxis are on the road in Austin and planned for other cities. In July, Musk said that an unsupervised version of FSD, one that doesn't require monitoring of a human driver, could be available this year in certain geographies, and that this goal is to have Tesla robotaxis available to half the population by the end of the year. Bullshit. But questions remain about the technology that the company is using to guide its vehicles. Experts said that Tesla's FSD software is a black box AI model in which errors can't be easily explained, even its creators, and Tesla engineers most likely hadn't included enough railroad crossing examples in the videos they used to train FSD software. Tesla and Musk didn't respond to requests for comment. Drivers described a range of malfunctions. Fregoli and other drivers said that their vehicles didn't recognize flashing lights or lowering gate arms. Some said their Teslas haven't slowed down, even when there are trains in front of them. Other drivers said that their cars have stopped on top of rail tracks and there are red lights ahead, which could pose a danger if the arms come down before the lights turn green. In one video posted online, A Tesla initially stops at the crossing, but then after gate arms begin to lower, a set of traffic lights farther down the road turns green and the car tries to proceed through the arms seconds before a train arrives. Still, other drivers reported that the cars turned onto tracks themselves. Experts warn that Tesla and Musk are courting disaster. Let's move on. Tesla is trying to hide 3 robotaxi accidents. Tesla is attempting to conceal the details of 3 separate accidents involving robotaxi service in Austin, despite having only 2 months of service with a small fleet. Due to the standing general order, automakers are required to report to NHTSA crashes involving autonomous driving and advanced driver assistance systems within 5 days of being notified of them. We have previously reported, says Electrek, on Tesla leading crashes for level 2 driver assistance systems by thousands of reports crashes, but the automaker never reported any automated driving crashes because it was never had any system that would qualify as level 3 to 5 SAE automated driving system, despite its name, full self-driving. Now Tesla has reported its first 3 accidents involving an automated driving system, which you can see on your screens. All the accidents happened in July, during Tesla's first month of operating its robotaxi service in Austin. There was at least 1 injury reported for one of the crashes, but Tesla lists it as minor. None of the accidents is being investigated by authorities based on information Tesla has released. Tesla hasn't released many details about its robotaxi effort, but the automaker is estimated to have only 12 vehicles in the fleet. Most Tesla influencers and shareholders who are disincentivized from criticizing the company have used it so far. As it does with ADAS crash reporting, Tesla is hiding most details about the crashes. Unlike its competitors, which openly release narrative information about incidents, Tesla is redacting all the narrative for all its crash reporting to NHTSA. Let's switch to Apple. New Apple Intelligence features are available as of this week. Apple Intelligence powers a wide range of new experiences integrated across the system, like live translation, visual intelligence for on-screen content, in intelligent actions, in shortcuts, and more. I mean, anybody that says Apple is not innovating is out of their mind, because Apple's innovations actually benefit billions of people. Billions of people, every small detail that they improve, which is amazing. And some of these things I'm going to be able to use for the first time in my life, in my daily life. So, yeah. Apple today released new Apple Intelligence features that evaluate the user experience across iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, and Apple Vision Pro. Deeply integrated across operating systems, today's new features help users seamlessly communicate across languages with live translation, use visual intelligence to learn more about the on-screen content across their apps, and express themselves with enhancements to Genmoji and Image Playground. Additionally, shortcuts can now tap into Apple Intelligence models directly to accelerate workflows, and developers are starting to take advantage of the on-device foundational model at the core of AI to build intelligent, privacy-featured phones into their apps. The one I really like is live translation. I think this is life-changing for a lot of people around the world. Break down language barriers with live translation. For those moments when a language barrier gets in the way, live translation can help users communicate across select languages when messaging or speaking. The feature is seamlessly integrated into Messages, FaceTime, and phone, and users can also access it with AirPods Pro 3 to translate in-person conversations enabled by Apple Intelligence on the iPhone. With this powerful new feature, users can translate all types of conversations, whether over the phone or while using FaceTime, in person or asynchronously in Messages, right when they need to. It protects users' privacy on on-device processing, so personal conversations stay personal. In Messages, live translation can automatically translate a user's response as they type and deliver it in recipient's language. During FaceTime calls, users can follow along with live translated captions while still hearing with their friend or family member's voice. And during a phone call, the translation is spoken out in real time. Users can access live translation on AirPods with all new gesture by simultaneously pressing both AirPod stems, by saying Siri start live translation, or even from the action button on the iPhone, which will allow them to hear in their preferred language. I think this is phenomenal. Exclusive. Massive 10-year AI boom is just starting, AMD's CEO says. AI's backers are touting lofty visions for how the technology can change our lives for the better, claiming it will cure cancer, solve climate change, and make us all rich. Julie Sweet, CEO of consulting giant Accenture, has a rare line of sight into the AI ambitions and worries about the world's biggest companies. Her unvarnished view, backed by new data and CEO conversations, is AI use at most big companies is slower and harder than hoped. CEOs are beyond obsessed with AI, she told. But implementing it to immediately save money or boost productivity is frustratingly difficult. Sweet argues it will take few years to move beyond the slow, hard phase for most companies. A big reason is that only by changing the mindset of the leaders and the complex processes inside companies can you truly unlock explosive growth. SoftBank OpenAI joint venture is delayed, according to sources. SoftBank's plans to set up a joint venture with OpenAI to bring AI services to corporate customers in Japan are significantly behind schedule, according to a source familiar with the matter. The joint venture was supposed to be set up this summer, but preparations are taking longer than anticipated, with an update on progress expected in November, the source said, declining to be named as the details are not public. Switching to next news, Elon Musk calls out viral claim of 10,000 Tesla Optimus deal fake. Elon Musk has provided some clarification to recent reports suggesting that Agri, a U.S. pharmaceutical and agricultural infrastructure company, is looking to deploy 10,000 Optimus robots for its operations. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy that people look at this headline and assume that it's correct. I mean, this is obviously a fake news, but it takes Elon to come out and say it before people realize that it's fake. Recently, reports emerged stating that Agri Capital Partners will be tapping into Tesla's humanoid robots for its operations. The firm claimed that it had executed a letter of intent with Tesla to deploy up to 10,000 Optimus Gen 3 humanoid robot across Superfarm and CEA facilities. This should allow the company, blah, blah. A comment from Lynn Stockwell, chairman and CEO, suggested that the company really was partnering with Tesla. Quote, with Tesla Robotics powering our facilities and DEA licensed infrastructure in place, we can scale with precision, meet federal sourcing mandates, and deliver therapies that are compliant, secure, and American-made, she said. Elon Musk said news of the Optimus claims quickly spread on social media, though some Tesla watchers argued that it seemed unlikely that the EV maker will commit 2 legions of Optimus robots to a rather unknown company this early. Some pointed out that Tesla typically commits to high-profile customers to test its early products, such as Pepsi with Tesla Semi. Photos on the website depicting Tesla Optimus bots, as well as the rather basic look of the website itself, also brought more reservations to the company's claims. And then Elon jumped in stating that it's fake. People should have been able to see that ahead of time. Panasonic aims to develop groundbreaking EV battery in about 2 years. Panasonic aims to develop a new type of higher capacity battery in about 2 years, potentially extending the driving range of EVs in a groundbreaking advance for Tesla supplier. The Japanese company is working on eliminating the anode in batteries during the manufacturing stage to increase energy density through technology it says is likely to provide a world-leading level of capacity by the end of 2027. If achieved, the improvement would lead to a 25% increase in battery capacity, thus boosting the driving range of Tesla's most affordable sport utility vehicle Model Y by almost 90 miles at current battery pack size, Panasonic said. Alternatively, Panasonic could use the technology to make lighter and potentially cheaper versions of the batteries by keeping the current driving range and shrinking the battery pack size. Elon Musk says the next version of Grok will be AGI. Elon Musk has claimed that the next version of a chatbot, Grok, will reach AGI, meaning it will match or surpass humans and all cognitive tasks. Developed by Mr. Musk's startup XAI, I'm not even this is bullshit. Let's switch to macroeconomics. U.S. weekly jobless claims reverse prior surge, but labor market softening. The number of Americans filing for new applications for unemployment benefits fell last week, reversing the prior week's jump. But the labor market has softened as both the demand and supply for workers have diminished. Though the report from the Labor Department on Thursday showed fewer people collected unemployment checks in the last week of August, that was likely because many had exhausted their eligibility, which is limited to 6 months in most states. The hiring side of the labor market has almost stalled even as layoffs remain relatively low. Demand for workers has slowed, but economists blame uncertainty stemming from tariffs on imports. At the same time, an immigration crackdown has reduced labor supply, creating what the Fed Powell on Wednesday described as a curious balance. Nonetheless, economists welcome the decline in applications as a sign of the economy's resilience. Quote, the blast of claims last week was just a blip, and the steady trend in claims continues at a rate that is way too low to signal a recession, said Carl Weinberg, chief economist at High Frequency Economists, It also undermines calls for more or bigger cuts, both at the Fed and in the markets. And one more piece of news, we're going to just read the summary on this one. Fed rate cut gives green light to eager U.S. IPO candidates. The Fed's interest rate cut has encouraged private companies, particularly in the tech and services sectors, to pursue U.S. IPOs. This decision, coupled with favorable market conditions, is expected to lead to a surge in IPO activity in October. And on that note, thank you very much, Zachary, for the $5 tip. Appreciate you. I will chat with you guys next time. Take care.